We had Google. Oh my
Or
God.
social media, just social media, period.
Sure, social media. Yeah.
So, back in the day, we were big on doing the flyers and posting them,
Yeah.
and
Put
putting
them
them
on
on,
cars.
putting them on the poles, putting them in all the
In
stores,
movie theaters.
movie theaters. So just imagine
Yeah.
the bigger impact
Sure.
you could have had. You guys could have had back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
So
We had social media.
artists, these artists these days have a hand up. Everything's accessible to them. Music is accessible to them. They can make tracks on their phone. If you got an iPhone, you can go to and sit there and make a track.
Absolutely.
Garage band, you can go and make a track right then and there.
Yep.
You can do everything. So music is accessible to everybody.
Yep.
So to the power of music, they got to realize they got to have the business side of it as well.
Sure.
So that's what I do the artist consultations with. So we sit down. My first thing is give me your short-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see in the next 6 months? What do you see in a year? Give me 3 year and a 5 year plan. Right. Then I say, what's your budget? How are you going to fund what your dream is? Because I get people that come to me, I want to quit my job. I want to do this full time. Hey,
no, hold on. I ain't say that. You got paid.
You gotta create and generate that type of following where you're able to quit, and it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you get some one hit wonders, overnight wonders, but it takes work. And I always tell people, I said, you have to appreciate the grind.
True.
So when you get that level of success, you won't misuse it. You won't mistreat it because you work so hard for it. If something comes easy to you, man, you won't respect it when you get successful.
Nope.
So again, appreciate the grind and learn the tools. Learn. Read up on the culture that you want to be a part of. Look at the industry. See the trends. See what's going on. Oh, this is happening. So and I'm big on just giving information, man. So
good, man.
So now I got.
Young people, man, I don't want to go through all that, Shane. I just want to just push play. Let me do my thing. You ever get that?
Get it all the time, man. So and again, I always tell them. I was trying to give them steps. I said it's levels. There's levels to this thing here.
There's levels to this. That's true.
You can't put the horse before the
car. Before the car, the car before the horse. That's right, man.
You can't do it. It's impossible. So learn, take your steps. Again, I'm gonna do this. I want to go travel. I'm gonna go do these shows here. But man. First of all, you don't have a project. You don't have anything done, but you want to do all these things here. That's when they tell me they need a manager. I said, well, what? I said, what are your expectations from a manager? Oh, I want them to get shows and I want them to do this. I said, no. That's just a book.
That's the booking person, right. I learned that myself. I thought the manager did everything. No, there's all kind of people who do stuff, man. That's why there are record labels, company levels. Like you didn't get to talk to the people before back in the day. You was down here,
Yeah, it's funny because I know a little bit about some of the things, but like you talked about earlier, I hire people to do this. So
man,
graphics. I can draw a little bit.
You can do it, but it doesn't mean you should do it. Right. I learned that. I got it.
I go get a graphic designer.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a producer. Oh, I'm not a producer. I can get somebody for you. Oh, I need an engineer. Oh, I need a photographer. I need a photo. Oh, I'm doing all that. I'll do and get the vendor, and we get the work done. That's what management does. You got to have something for a manager to manage.
Yeah.
You don't need a manager if you're just trying to get started. I'm trying to do a project. What you need me for?
No.
Another thing, man, when you talk about you got shows and you got merch and you got product and you got this. Now you got somebody that needs to manage the whole project.
Got it.
I may not be doing all of the work, but I'm just the one keeping everything in order, keeping everything structured, keep everything moving the same way. So that means I get people to come in and can do the work, and I just manage it all. Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, while you as an artist can concentrate on being creative and getting more content. So,
right. Now, speaking of content, I got a question for you. This is a question because I guess I'm the OG here. I guess, but so back in the day, our focus was write as many songs as possible so you can put together an album. You always had to push out an album. That means it was at least 8 songs. What was an album? 10 songs. You really doing something at 15, and then you're going to go Wu-Tang. You want to double platinum. But what is that now as far as what is required for you to be able to come out and be considered someone that's a serious artist?
People are being considered serious artists off of EPs.
Wow. 4 or 5 songs. That's the EP, right? Extended play.
And I'm big on new artists that are up and coming that aren't really mainstream yet. Like when the young lady Her came out, she did a series of EPs.
Okay.
So, you know, and there's a guy from Philly named Pink Sweats. He has an EP that is like bananas, but he's dope. You know, so again, it's just creating the enough content for people to want to know more. So right now, a lot of people aren't even really buying full projects.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
You want to make sure that you have a lot of records that are single ready or can be ready. You know what I mean? So again, you might release a single here, you know, let that rock out a little bit, release another single. Keep anticipation. Why put out a full project and no one knows who you are?
Right. It's almost like you dripping it out to them. You dripping. I got you. I got you.
So many people want to put out 3 or 4 mixtapes and all this stuff in the year. Like, come on, they don't know about the first mixtape. You know what I mean? And I tell people, just because you hot on your side of town, mean that you about to blow. You know what I mean?
Because you're out of town, everybody know you, and they're gonna buy you. Your mama gonna get the first one. Mama gonna buy the first one, and then you got your side. That's true, because I think that the assumption is, I know I used to assume if I think it's hot, everybody gonna think the same thing. So that's not true.
No, and that's another thing artists got to realize. Just because you think it's hot, and that mean, say for instance, you do 10 songs or 8 songs. You're trying to develop a single. Oh, this is a single right here.
Right.
You're the artist. That's the single right here.
Right.
That is a single for that area right there.
Right.
So you gotta get people around you that you trust, that you can do constructive criticism. So you get a group of people with a honest ear and an open ear, a new ear, so they can hear your music. Like, do a listening event. Tell me what you think. Oh, this is the song I think is going to be the single. Oh no, you shouldn't do this one. This one right here is where I said this. And you gotta listen to the people. Remember, the gift is not for you. It's for the people. So let the people speak. Just because you think it is, that's why sometimes when we used to buy CDs back in the day or projects back in the day, the CD would, like, you play a song, skip a few. You want to be, as an artist, you want to do something where people are going to play from top to bottom nonstop.
Tribe Called Quest, 1993. You don't touch that at all. You just play it. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you got to put in mind, when you're making these records, man, that you're making a hit record.
Absolutely.
A record. When I say record, I mean as a song. But
an
album of hit record. So
that's right.
Any one of these singles can go out and be a hit.
Any one of them. Okay. So before we used to have records just to write, and we're gonna use this as a filler.
Yeah,
just spot. No fillers no more.
I don't agree with that. People do it all the time just so they can release something.
Yeah.
I think you got 4 bangers, 5 bangers that are hits. Put it out. It's an EP.
Put them all out. Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you got to.
Sure. I got it.
You know what I mean? But I'm big on just put a single out there.
Yep.
Let's see how people bite on it. It's funny. There's a guy from Philly, Jermaine Dolly. He has a song called "You."
Okay.
And he was singing that song for maybe a couple years before he even got a deal.
Wow.
And he put that single out, and it still was hot. So again, he pushed that single and pushed it until he got the same single.
Wow, look at that.
So that's what everyone here knows it.
Sure.
You're only in Delaware. You're in tri-state area. Somebody on the West Coast might hear, like, oh, yo.
Yeah, that's new.
It's broader, so you gotta create your demographic and your base. Get hot here in the city. Get hot here in the state. Branch out. Slowly branch out. And again, it's all about being visible. And I tell people all the time, artists, do a YouTube. People want to know you as an artist. They want to know, oh, what about Fred? Oh, he's an artist. Like, I want to know who it is really. Like, who is Fred? Be
right.
Visible. You know what I mean? So it don't got to be anything all fancy and elaborated with multiple cameras and angles.
Just simple. Yeah.
I'm in the studio today. This is what I'm working on. Boom, boom, boom. Stay tuned. Boom. They want to get to know you. They feel like they know who you are. And when they do that, man, your followings just go up. People start telling you, yo, have you heard of that artist Fred? Oh, he's dope, man. You gotta hear his project, So again, it's all about how you get it out to the people, man. And
so
again,
before it's funny. Before you kind of like put this image out, and you like you didn't want nobody to know your backstory or nothing, or you don't want them to see the behind the scenes. But now it seems to have shifted. You saying that they want to, they want to know if you a good father. They want to know what you're doing, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, wow. Because at the end of the day, music is entertainment.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it's going to take to entertain you, what you want to hear. But once you get to the real life, I'm big on when artists can explain why they wrote a particular song.
Oh,
the story based of it. Like, this is why I wrote this song, And right now it's funny. Me and my son was talking about the current day hip hop, and I was listening to Outkast, their first album, Southern Playlist of Cadillac.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, what is this? I was like, this is hip hop. I said, all you guys' songs
is real hip hop.
Right. I said, you guys this current hip hop, Lil Baby. Now, Lil Baby is dope. I like him, but his the songs are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So he got like 26 songs on a deluxe album, but it's only like a little over an hour.
Yeah.
But substance, message, the storyline. Like, why did you write this song here? Now he got some songs that I can tell there's a story behind it.
Yep.
I'm big on wanting to know what that story is.
Okay.
There's more meaning to the song.
Yeah. I guess it's good for just connecting with your fans too. You better connect with them when they know. It's almost like, remember, I'm always going back. I always say remember. It's almost like, back in the day, they had this is before text message, pen pal. They used to write letters, and they know. I know about your family. They did that with Mike a lot. Everybody knew what Michael Jackson was going on with him, but like artists like that, artists will connect. So now the new connection is just turn on their phone, be like, hey, I'm just here in the studio, and that's what they want right now.
Right, and it's funny, the storyline, like the transformation. Like, I love artists, current hip hop artists that can tell a story. Remember back in the day, you hear Coogee rap, or Gangstar, Guru, whatever. You wait for the next person, like, yo, what's the next?
Exactly. Yeah, you ready, right?
Ready for the next. So there's not a lot of artists like that now. I like J. Cole.
Oh, gotcha.
I love J. Cole. I think
shout out to J. Cole. Yeah, no doubt.
So I like a guy named Roddy Ricch. I love Roddy Ricch.
Okay.
But anyway, so these are some of the hip hop guys, but their stories, I love the stories. So the beats are dope. So the beats are what attracts you to the music.
Sure.
And there was a saying, I don't know who I'm quoting it, but I'm not sure who the quote is from. It says, without the words, there is no message. Without a message, there is no song. So even in hip hop, man, what message are you putting out in your music? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm mindful of lyrics too. So, it's some song I hear. I just want to give me the instrumental, because the words is trash.
You're trash.
Again, it's like, artists got to take all that into consideration, because man, like people that don't know, that aren't educated with the industry, think that's really who you are, and a lot of these guys aren't really like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So right on the front. We used to say, ain't no feature in your front.
Ain't no feature in your front. Exactly.
Keep it 100, as they say. So it's like,
that's right. Yeah.
I look at music from all different angles. I listen to everything, all types of music. I mean, I say all types of music. I listen to Fred. I listen to everything.
It's funny, me. I told her the other day, I was attempting to watch one of the award shows. I said, babe, like, she know I'm always into music like that. I'm just looking at this BET. I'm looking, and when I'm used to award shows, like, I know who's coming. Right. I didn't recognize nobody. I said, honey, how old am I again? She said 49. She said, that's why you don't recognize nobody. I don't recognize nobody. I said, oh Lord, man, that's crazy.
But you know what, Fred? When I was talking to a couple young guys, us as OGs, and we used to the boom bap and we gotta really take a listen to what they're doing, because they got some guys that are really dope, and they are tight. But again, if we stay used to what was, we won't be able to go what's now.
We won't be able to go what is. Yeah, true.
So we gotta be
the boom bap thing what you said. Go ahead, finish your point, because I'm gonna come back. Yeah.
What we have to do as OGs, we got to learn how to bridge the gap. Like, okay. Explain to them, okay, this is where this came. Like, so I do something every now and then. I pull out my DJ equipment. So I play an old song. Like, I played Entombed, a Juicy, and I said, Deuce, Biggie did this, and then Tory Lanez used the same track. So I said, see how the music kind of goes on. So it's like,
you
have to give them the history. Like, I can hear a song now today and be like, oh, they sampled that. What's that sample from? And if I can't remember it, it'll kill me.
Right.
Kill me. I figure out.
Yeah. I know. Right.
So, teaching them the history of music, man. Like right now, some of the music right now is tight. I love it.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I found out now, even with hip hop, they drill the genre down even smaller than what it is. So you say hip hop, then they got drill music, they got trap music, they got
wow.
So it's like subgenres
of hip hop.
Of hip hop. So I'm learning that. But again, it's the same thing. It's like we got to bridge the gap, the history with it. So that's what we got to do. We can't just discount their
gotta be open. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm open to it. But like I said, right
that's
now,
good.
So we just got to be open to it, bro.
Yeah, speaking of sampling, because I can appreciate that, because being a producer back then on my MPC 60, we had a 4-second sample time, and I understand now they have a little bit more time to be able to sample. They could sample a whole album, right?
I guess I say again, I'm not a producer. I leave that to the
okay. Because like I'm wondering if sampling is as big as it was, first of all in the beginning, the whole James Brown time, but then also when they cracked down on sampling, because you deal with bands, right? So what is the do with bands, right? So I always used to wonder, what do you have to do to play somebody's song in a band and not get in trouble?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If the person is through their PRO, BMI, ASCAP, that's it gets they get their points anyway. So it's like
okay, gotcha.
Off of it. So when you do cover bands, it's up to that venue to kind of take care of those for those artists. But
gotcha.
Yeah, it's just amazing, man. So
that's what's up, man. That's really, really good. So listen, man, as everybody you can see and you can hear, Shannon Lolly is no joke when it comes to this music. And the fact that the music you have inside you, experience you've had, you're actually not a reservoir of information. You're like a river now to these connecting, like you said, from the folks from our era, younger. Now you're live in effect here in 2020, and they're getting the wisdom, they're getting the knowledge, they're getting the principles of Jesus and God, all, whether they know it or not, right? All through it, and you're able to still sit and be who you are, and kind of be that leader and that example. I think it's just incredible, man. You're also an amazing father, man.
Yeah.
How do you balance your management, your family? How do you balance all that together, man?
Well, right now it's a little easy because of COVID, but
oh, no doubt. That's true.
Nah, but
right.
But pre-COVID, man, again, I started giving myself working hours.
Okay.
So work Monday through Friday, my day job, because again, management, and the thing with management, to be clear, management is not a lucrative business or profession.
Okay, I got you.
If you're in management, you're doing it because you truly love
yeah,
that you're working for or working with. I call it a partnership.
Yep.
So, I definitely, any artist that I say that I manage, if I say, I manage them or I used to manage them, it's because I believe in what they do. And I believe in them as a person. Right. So what I typically do, I work my 8 to 4:30.
Yep.
I'm spend a little family time. If I got some other things that I go do what I got to do, but I try to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
So again, and you got to get creative with me. That I got artists in Philly, so I can't get to every rehearsal or every studio time. But I get up there, once every couple of weeks. Pre-COVID, of course.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank God for Zoom and the different other
man
tools that we have on technology. So again, I'm able to they send me the music. What do you think I did? We did this today. So I'm just teaching them how to do certain stuff because especially working with some female artists. And they're working with male producers. It's kind of like it's a little, so it's a little crazy, so to speak.
That's the thing, man. I do want to speak on that because it's like, you almost gotta play guardian too. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that things is right. Yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
So, again, so making sure they're straight, and even artists in general, when they go into these different studios and working with different people, how about protect your music?
That's right.
I feel like every record that you record, treat it like it's worth $1 million.
That's correct.
So if I go and record in Fred's studio, even if it's not done, I need whatever we recorded. I need to put it on my heart. I'm bringing my external.
That's right. We ain't leaving nothing.
How many times have you went to a studio and said, "Oh man, the computer crashed. We lost everything"? Nah. Not on my watch. Been there.
On my watch. Been there, done that. Exactly, man. So I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. So based on my experience, I'm able to not have them fall into those pits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. So, that's good. So, are you finding with these artists, real quick, and then I'm gonna move forward a little bit. Are you finding that you're doing a lot of counseling from a mindset standpoint, from a mental standpoint, that of people that you're coming across that are maybe has some challenges, and are you able to kind of minister and help these and guide them through so they don't make decisions that's going to ruin what they're trying to do?
Yeah. Man, so when you deal with creative people, they deal with a lot. A lot of them deal with depression.
Okay.
They a lot of them deal with all kinds of mental challenges, mental issues. Yep. So again, they have to be addressed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I have an artist in Philly, Christian Kelly. She did a whole event just geared around artists with dealing with their mental illness, their mental shortcomings. Because when you're creative, you want to please everybody. You want to make sure everyone likes your stuff, and that can be hard on an artist, man. So I'm able to talk to them. And I especially when they got families and they got other stuff going on. Yep. So I don't want to become a manager. I become, like you said, their therapist.
Yeah. You wear a lot of hats, man. I got you. I listen.
Bro, I become the just a
big
counselor,
bro. Yeah.
Counselor, financial advisor. So you wear a lot of different hats. So again, it's very important. I always tell artists when they seeking any type of management is that they make sure that they develop a good, clear line of communication.
Right. Absolutely.
And you got to be able to trust whoever you're working with or partnering with when it comes to management. You got to be able to trust that person. And it doesn't happen overnight. I got one artist, I told him, I said, I do my contracts, my artist management agreements for at least 6 months. Let me tell you why.
Oh, gotcha.
But those first 6 months, you're still learning to know if you're going to trust me or not.
Absolutely.
Period.
That's real. Yeah.
So again,
that's real.
They use it. This is how I know that they're trying to develop trust, because they do something like this. So people call them about an event, about a show. They do all the stuff. So like, I'm going to do this show. I told them I was going to talk to you. If I'm your manager and I'm playing that hat of booking too as well, that should come through me. Yep. But because you're not sure what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, and you're developing trust. And I get it. I tell them all the time, I get it, because you did it by yourself for so long.
Yeah.
So the first 6 months is you're really just developing a relationship before we can even. So because again, I'm learning who you are,
right?
Not only as an artist or as a creative, I'm learning who you are as a person. What are your foundational? What is your principles? What's your primary focus?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when I used to deal with straight Christian artists, one of my first questions to a Christian artist would be this: is this ministry or is this a business? Or is it, I'm sorry, is this ministry or are you trying to be an artist?
Right, gotcha.
Two different things. Now, neither one of them are incorrect, but I need to know what the focus is, because what ministry says, if this is ministry is going to say the amount of money don't matter.
That's right.
The artist is going to say, I need
money
do.
I need my coins. I know. I need my bag. Right. That's what they call it now. I need my bag. Right. Yeah.
So again, it's like, those are for those type of. I asked that question. I need to be clear of where you are, so I can move with that thing. Because I know you say I'm trying. They told me I need to put a project. I need to be an artist. So now it's about this.
Yep.
So I got to move about that. You know what I mean?
That's right. Exactly.
Like, I know that you might go for the chicken dinner in the bottle of water.
Right.
Ministry. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. That's right. Yeah. There's a big difference between ministry and artistry. I mean, it's totally well, I get that. I totally get that, because it's interesting, because a lot of people come up through the ministry, and then the transition is tough, because now you got to start getting paid. Because nobody just makes a living right out the gate. It's always it takes time, man. Then there's an opportunity that opens up. I say God opens the door, and all of a sudden, either you were prepared for it and you're gonna go in there and crush it, or you slacked and you weren't prepared for it, and now the opportunity comes that somebody else is gonna grab it because you just wasn't ready at that time. So I
always tell the artists, you can't be getting ready for the opportunity.
That's right.
Be ready for it.
Yep.
So again, like it's funny, even like this is secular artists, Christian artists, nobody wants to practice. Nobody wants to rehearse.
Oh man, you kidding? So, what you mean practice? Practice,
yeah.
Practice.
So, nobody
was talking about practice.
So
we talk about practice.
And that's
Alan.
Right, AI. So
right.
Nobody wants to rehearse their performance, because this is the thing. If you don't practice or rehearse, when you go to perform or do a show, this is what we get. First of all, and it's not knocking any local artists at all, but they are performing to their full track. It's not a performance or a show track. It's just them over top of their words.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Why would I want to pay any money to see you
talk over your words?
And you just standing there. I could have done that at home. So you start with a stage show, at this part of the song, I'm going, I'm gonna move the stage. So again, create and develop a performance, because that's the artistry, that's the creativity of it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just big on just helping them on all aspects. Like, when people I go to a show and the guys, they be rapping, yo, what you think you hear my track? I said, I didn't hear you. I heard the song, but I didn't hear you.
What you think of my joint? You just give it to them. You keep it 100, right? With like they say.
So it's like, just develop that, and again, that's that artist development.
Sure, that's what it is. It's required. You can't totally get rid of that. And I'm so thankful that you've been in this space, man, that you still have the heart to be able to do this, because there's a lot of people that won't. Because what you're doing to me is not success, it's significance. It's like it makes a difference to these. I mean, it's life, and the thing that you're teaching, they're going to be able to teach somebody else. Is going to carry on. You know what I'm saying? When you're developing somebody, and because you got all those different hats, man, you're like a football coach. You're developing the character of these kids as well. So I just think it's just incredible what you're doing, bro. I'm just glad to know you, bro. I'm just glad to know you. You're just doing some great. And to me, it's like being, you came up with me and we were doing our thing. Yo, you took it to a whole nother level. I'm just trying to make a record, and then I see an artist like this, and it's blessing me because I seen like you actually you're doing what you're doing, and then Grouchy Greg and them, they got all hip hop. Then I heard from my man. I never realized how many people were watching Guru. He's working with Jay-Z as a result of seeing Project X and being inspired. I had no idea. You don't think about that. But I just thank God that everybody's taking it to other levels and things of that nature, man, which is just incredible, man. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. Yep. So yeah, man. So listen, if you got somebody who wants to get into Masmer or be or they listen, artists, before I even do this, based on what Shan, I can shut this whole thing right down right now, because he dropped all kind of nuggets on tonight as far as people in the music industry, business, management, all that kind of stuff. But if you have someone who does struggle with self-esteem, maybe they have a gift or a talent, and they don't know their purpose, right? What kind of advice would you give them to moving forward?
With their purpose. So just because you're talented musically or creative, whatever, I use creative arts. If you're a creative, that may not be your purpose. So you got to realize and really do some self-seeking of what gives you satisfaction. What is it that you would do it for free if you could? Yeah. That kind of gives you an idea where your purpose is. You know what I mean? Sometimes your gift enhances what your purpose is, if that makes sense. And I always use this example: a preacher that can sing or play an instrument, that's just enhance what their purpose is. Their purpose is to speak God's word, but they have this other talent that just
right.
And so I would say do some self-searching. Okay, is this something that I'm really called to do? Because again, we can't just do this thing because if we just doing it just because we gifted at it, we're gonna put out trash. And I'm saying that because
that's true.
It don't really mean anything. I can do it with my eyes closed. I can go to the studio, blah 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 blah, boom boom boom. Here's a song. It don't make any sense.
Right.
But when we see bigger picture, man, everything that we do is for the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I said earlier, the gift of music, the gift of being creative is not for us. This is the only gift that we get that we got to give it right back out, or we should be giving it right back out. So again, that's how I look at music, man. You can be creative, and like even with my manager, like my business IQ, I'm like, okay, it's not for me. You know what I mean? So it was times where I was like, man, I'm not doing this crap no more. Like, no, I'm making no bread.
Right.
I'm spending money, but then I said, early in the game, I wasn't doing contracts. I wasn't doing this. You know, early in the game, I didn't have a business license in the beginning, the very beginning.
Right.
I had to be legit. I had to get a business license. I had to get insurance. And I didn't get insurance. Fred, I'm going to tell you something real quick. I didn't get business insurance until almost 3 years ago.
What? Wow. I believe it, man. I believe it. I believe it, dude.
It wasn't me not wanting to do it. It was me not knowing.
Right. So, when you know better, you do better.
When you know better, you do better.
I got it. Okay.
I was doing an event called Pink Gumbo, which is a breakfast event. Okay. And I wanted to partner with an organization. I wanted to partner with Susan G. Komen. So I told them my plan, blah, blah, blah. They loved it. They said, do you have insurance? I'm like, what?
What's that?
Do you have business insurance? Because none of the venues that I ever used required me to have it.
Sure, right.
So in order to use their name, I had to get insured. So I called and got the insurance. So I'm talking to the insurance agent. They was like, yeah, you know what? You need to be insured because you give out information. You give out stuff. What if somebody say, well, Shannon told me I should do this and I lost all my money. Sure. You want to be insured. I was able to insure my computer. I was able to insure my DJ equipment. I was able to say when I go to the I got a $3 million insurance policy.
Right.
I'm able to do that because I have it because I didn't know, but now I know. I know. Wow. Is key. So again, I only gonna make a mistake once.
That's right. You got it now, don't you?
Make it
that's right.
Shame on you. Make it.
That's it.
So again, I learned. So anything that I learned through this whole process of doing this, I'm sharing.
Absolutely.
I'm sharing. I had an origin where we got swindled through a whole scam. We lost about almost close to $2,000.
Ooh,
off of someone seeing our stuff online. They do our music, and it's like, yeah, I want to put you on a compilation and all this different stuff. The song it wasn't Walmart. They didn't make it on this compilation, but the dude was a whole swindler.
Look at that.
Asking us to send the money. That would never happen to me again.
I know that's right.
I don't do business via Facebook. I don't do business via. I need to. If we're gonna do business, we either meet face to face, or we're gonna do some type of. I need to see you.
See you exactly. That's the truth.
So you learn all these things, you know. And again, every bad experience and that I had through management and entertainment, I look back at it, I'm like, you know what? What did I learn from it?
Right. True. That's right. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, not lose.
Right.
Learn.
Right. So I learned a lot. So I share that with those people. Like everything wasn't always peachy. Like, no. Did some of the artists straight flop? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they flop? Because they didn't listen. I have so many artists that I tried. Like, it's like I start them out, give them information. For whatever reason, the partnership stops. They always come back to me like, you know what? I should have listened to what you said to me.
Right.
Because and you know, as an artists are tunnel vision.
Yep.
All they see is I want to have a hit record.
That's
I want to do this, I want to travel. I want to do. All they see is they see out in the distance, but they don't see what's coming on the side of them.
That's right. Yeah.
So when I give advice, I say this: I give advice not to change your mind, but I just want you to think differently than what you're already thinking.
Right. Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Whether I agree with it or not, I'm going to tell you, listen, I'm not sure you want to spend that money on that. It might not be worth it.
Right.
Oh, but I still want to. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to. Well, go ahead. So when it comes back, you can't say, "Oh, my manager ain't tell me," or "Shannon ain't tell me."
Right.
But I told you, trust and believe.
Exactly. I told you. Absolutely, man.
Getting them to listen and having them to really think about everything that's going on with the whole business side of music.
Yeah. Your passion, it just exudes from you, man. That's why I love it. I love talking about it. I know you and I can talk about this all night long, man. I just appreciate you and what you're doing, man. I'm telling you, 3G management guys, you want to get somebody. This is the kind of person you want that's to have on your team, looking out for you. Shannon Lolly is the one you want to, that you want behind you. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, man, for coming on the show, man. I appreciate you, man. I got to bring you back, man.
Yeah.
A little sooner than 6 years, though. Okay, we ain't got that kind of time right now. So, so do me a favor, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I appreciate you guys. I'm just excited to have you on the show. And you guys are watching, you guys are tuned in to Steel22Live.tv podcast, your voice of empowerment in music, media, arts, and entertainment. Shannon Lolly just wrecked the place. You know what I'm saying, Shay? I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely, man. Always positive, always on. Yo, Shane, I'll talk to you later, all right?
All right, peace.
All right. Broadcast. Boom.